And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the historic Calumet Theatre. Families, friends, faculty, and most importantly, the historic class of 2026, welcome to a day that has been years in the making. Take a moment to look around the room. What we are witnessing right now is a significant milestone. For the first time in our history, we have brought together students from throughout the Upper Peninsula for a very special celebration. We are standing at a historic crossroads, not just because you are graduating, because how you have arrived here today. Today, we aren't just celebrating the end of your high school careers, we are celebrating the official arrival of a brand new era of education. We are celebrating the unified graduating class of the Upper Peninsula Virtual Academy. To the parents, grandparents, siblings, and mentors here today, you didn't just watch this journey from the sidelines, you lived it. You shared your workspaces, you tolerated the glowing screens late into the night, you jumped in as tech support when the Wi-Fi dropped out, and you provided the quiet encouragement that kept these graduates moving forward. Their diploma is a reflection of your teamwork, your patience, and your love. Thank you for partnering with us to make this day possible, and welcome to your celebration. To our graduates, think about the traditional high school experience. For most teenagers, the day is entirely mapped out for you. A physical bell rings, telling you exactly when to sit down, when to open a book, when to eat, and when you're allowed to leave class. You had none of that external structure. Nobody was standing over your shoulder at 8 o'clock in the morning, making sure you logged in, and no one was forcing you to stay on task. Instead, you had to dig deep and find your own internal compass. Your kitchen tables became chemistry labs. Your bedrooms became lecture halls. You had to learn how to navigate a vast digital frontier, balance your own schedules, and fight off the thousands of distractions that come with being completely in charge of your own environment. In doing so, you proved something incredibly profound, that education isn't necessarily built out of brick and mortar, and it isn't defined by 4 physical walls. You are the true pioneers of this academy. You chose this non-traditional path because you refuse to let your lives, your schedules, and your ambitions be boxed into an 8-to-3 schedule. You recognize that you needed something different to thrive. Some of you chose UPVA because you are already out in the world, working jobs to support yourselves or your families, or gaining real-world experience. Some of you needed the flexibility to take care of family members, hone a creative craft, or launch your own entrepreneurial endeavors. Others simply recognize that you learn best when you are the executive decision maker of your own day, unrestricted and self-paced. Whatever your individual reasons were, look at the results sitting here today. You are walking out of the ceremony with a skill set that most people don't develop until they are deep into adulthood. True, unfiltered independence. You know how to advocate for yourself. You know how to articulate a complex problem and ask for help across a screen. You know how to manage the most valuable asset any human being has, which is your time. You aren't just passive consumers of education. You have been the active managers of your own success. Before we move any further, I would like to thank a few people. First, I would like to thank Nate and Reese of the Calumet Theatre staff for hosting us and providing this great venue for this event. Secondly, I would like to thank our superintendent, Joel Osula, and our CLK Board of Education for believing in the work that we do at UPVA. Without the support of our district, this program would not be possible for the students to chart a different path. Next, I would like to thank our mentors, Tom Blessing, Kathy Barnowski, Penny Parmit, and Lily Stevens. Without their guidance, many of you would not have made it to this point. They are the backbone of our program, offering support and assistance, and maybe some gentle prodding to get your work done. Lastly, I would like to thank my UPVA staff, Assistant Directors Melissa Corrigan and Brian Rigel, Administrative Assistant Michelle Meneguzzo, and our wonderful teaching staff through UPVA. Particular group of people are the ones doing all of the background work that goes unnoticed but is extremely important to the success of our program. As we officially open these commencement exercises, let us celebrate your independence as learners. Let us celebrate your journey, your resilience, and the bright futures ahead. Graduates, welcome to your commencement. I would like to now introduce our guest speaker to the podium. Tom Blessing came to the Copper Country after a long and successful career as a teacher in the Metro Detroit area. When he came to Calumet, he worked at Horizons Alternative School for a few years and then transferred to UPVA in his very first year of existence. Since then, Tom has been a mentor and a guide for hundreds of students at UPVA. He has kept students on track, he has encouraged them to get their work completed, and he has always been a person that our students could rely on and trust. For those lucky enough to have Tom as a mentor, you know his caring attitude and willingness to help any student at any time. Welcome, Tom. The podium is yours.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome all of you to the Upper Peninsula Virtual Academy's first graduation ceremony here at the historic Calumet Theater. When the state decided to allow private companies to provide online schooling in Michigan, our superintendent at the time, Darrell Pierce, thought, why should private companies make money doing this when we can do a better job? So after talking with the superintendent of Gladstone Schools, the UPVA was born. And here you are, graduating from high school. I know some have probably told you that online education is easy. You don't have to get up, go to a building, sit with other people, you can work at your own pace. They may have said those things, but you know that isn't quite true. It isn't a piece of cake to have online classes. For one thing, sitting down in front of a computer screen or using your phone can be difficult. There's all the distractions out there. Gaming, social media, music, and far, far more. Can be easy to give in. Online school takes discipline. You need to schedule your time. You need to keep at it. And you have. You sit here today as examples of what online school can produce. Families, thank you for sticking with your kids on this journey and giving them the room to succeed. Graduates, as you move on to a new phase of your life, whether it's a job, college, trade school, military, you take these skills with you. Go out. Make a better world.
Thank you, Tom. Some powerful words for our graduates. Like I said, you can certainly feel Tom's caring attitude and his love for his students to make sure that all the students got to this point here today. The presentation of diplomas is a defining peak of the ceremony, marking the official transition from student to graduate. As each name is called, the exchange symbolizes years of dedication, late-night study, and personal growth. It is a profound moment of recognition, a shared celebration between the individual and the institution that transforms academic effort into a tangible passport for the future. I would like to introduce to you our 2026 graduates. The following students are graduating today, but have chosen not to participate in the ceremony. Please hold your applause till the end of the list. Zephyr Lazuli Hawk Daniels, James Robert Haas, Hunter Ethan Hebert, David Drake Herzog, Aubrey Lisa Hill, Paige Lydia Hill, Reese Sherman Kidd, Jayla Faith Ladd, Dalton Gage LaRose, Avery Michael Miller, Fields Armstrong Nielsen, Kurt Philip Oya, Riley James Olson, Rayleigh Paige Perko, Jacob Jules Rivard, JC Leona Rivard, and Brett James Zeminski. So congratulations to those graduates that are not here. I'd like to introduce our 10 students here that decided to walk in their graduation ceremony. So we will start with our first graduate, Isaiah Robert Aho. Isaiah utilized his time at UPVA to master the art of scheduling, a skill that helped him balance his coursework with his mental health and his personal goals. As he moves forward to work as a limited scope X-ray tech and pursue further education, he carries with him the discipline and resilience he built as a virtual learner. Congratulations, Isaiah.
Caitlin Rose Beaudoin. Seeking an alternative to the rigid schedule of public school, Caitlin found that an organized workspace and frequent short breaks were the keys to unlocking her success. She proved to herself that she can handle a heavy workload alongside her hobbies, and she's now ready to trade the classroom for a life of travel and sunshine.
Hannah Ray Corrigan. Hannah's journey through virtual schooling was defined by a boost in self-confidence and the simple, effective habit of writing herself reminders. Having discovered her true capability through her CTE classes, she is excited to transition into her new career as an activity aide where she can put her talents to work helping others. Congratulations, Hannah.
Sam Dufay. Sam thrived in an environment that allowed her to learn at her own pace, utilizing tutors and independent research to fuel academic success. This period of self-discovery at UPVA helped redefine her personal boundaries and strengths, preparing her to head to NMU this fall to study the arts and choreography.
Gabrielle Lynn Galicki. A natural multitasker with a heart for service, Gabby successfully navigated her studies by staying organized and focused on her favorite subject, which was English. Whether she chooses the path of a CNA or a career in the automotive industry, her primary goal remains the same: dedicating her energy to helping the people in her community. Congratulations, Gabrielle.
Michael Joseph Hodge Jr. For Michael, the flexibility of virtual school was the perfect tool to balance his education with his professional ambitions. By setting aside dedicated time each day for his studies, he conquered his math requirements and is now prepared to join the labor union as a heavy equipment operator.
Oliver Stanley Johns. Oliver's experience at UPVA taught him he can achieve any goal if he simply puts his mind to it. He successfully balanced his studies with his professional life, and he is now eager to channel that same get-it-done attitude as he looks to get into the union trades. Congratulations, Oliver.
Olivia Paige Naruko. By By embracing the independence of virtual education, Olivia discovered a passion for photography and a hidden talent for multitasking while working. Navigating her education without in-person instruction gave her the confidence to handle any challenge, ensuring she will thrive in her next chapter.
Nola Sophia Nyquist. Nola demonstrated her incredible self-discipline by managing a rigorous curriculum while simultaneously caring for her daughter. This mastery of time management has paved the way for her future at Bay College, where she will continue her journey toward becoming a BSN certified nurse and a homeowner. Congratulations, Nola.
Emma Darlene Vogt. Emma found her focus flourished at home, where she developed a unique 3-and-3 class rotation that allowed her to excel in school. With a passion for helping animals and a routine that keeps her motivated, she is well on her way to becoming a vet tech and making an impact on the care of animals.
Class of 2026, please stand up. By the authority vested in me, and having met all the requirements set forth by this institution, I am honored to present to you the class of 2026. Graduates, the tassel on your mortarboard is more than a piece of fabric. It is a symbol of your transition from the world of study to the world of action. On the count of 3, let us all mark this milestone together. 1, 2, 3, please move your tassels. Congratulations to the Upper Peninsula Virtual Academy, class of 2026. Graduates, we have shared the memories, we have honored your hard work, and in just a few moments, you will walk out of these doors as official alumni. As you take the invaluable skills you've honed here and step boldly into the next chapter of your lives, the world ahead of you is wide open. Some of you are preparing to walk into massive college lecture halls. Others are stepping onto job sites to begin skilled trades apprenticeships, or answering the call of duty in the military, or taking the ultimate risk by launching your very own business. But no matter how far your ambitions take you from this place, I want you to pause, look back, and always remember exactly where you came from. The Upper Peninsula is a breathtakingly beautiful place, but as we all know, it is not a soft place. Our winters are long, our winds are fierce, and our landscapes are rugged. Survival and success here have never been given to us. They have always required a distinct kind of resilience. There's a deep, quiet, unshakable strength that belongs to the people of the Upper Peninsula. It's a strength found in those who don't panic when the power goes out, and who know exactly how to keep moving forward when the storm is howling outside. You carry that Upper DNA in your blood. Think about what you've done over the last few years. While others needed a crowded room to stay motivated, you proved that you can thrive in isolation. When the world felt unpredictable, you proved that you could stay fiercely focused even when the path ahead of you wasn't entirely clear. You didn't just survive the unique challenges of virtual education, you mastered them. Class of 2026, as you stand on the edge of tomorrow, remember that you carry the pride of the entire Upper Peninsula on your shoulders, and you will carry it well. So my final charge to you is this. Go out there and absolutely shake up the world. Build your business from the ground up. conquer your college classes, march to the beat of your own drum, and fiercely chase down your passions and never ever apologize for doing things a little bit differently. The world needs your independence now more than ever. And thank you all for coming. I hope you have a great rest of your evening.
Test. We're good.
You're good. Keep everyone on their toes. You got plenty of time to.
some gravity to get you grounded. Keep good things inside your ears just like the waves and sound it. And just say whatever, cause there is no way you're grounded. Everyone falls down sometime, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the graduation ceremony of Horizons High School in the class of 2026. Please stand as the colors for tonight's ceremony are presented by the Calumet School JROTC cadets, and after which we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Colors post. Right face. Forward march. Left. Right.
All right, please be seated. Once again, welcome to the graduation ceremony for the 2026 class of Horizons High School. I want to thank you all for joining us this evening and celebrating with us as we complete the final chapter of high school for these wonderful students. Tonight we are celebrating the hard work of these 9 very special seniors, and this group represents the 21st class to graduate from Horizons High School. For those of you who have never been to a Horizons graduation, you're going to see a format tonight unlike most other high school ceremonies. There will be laughter, some inside jokes, and some tears. It can be an emotional evening as some of these graduates on stage never thought they were going to make it here tonight. It's also bittersweet for the staff because although we are excited to see these cute little birds spread their wings, we know we are going to miss them and their presence in our building. The entire ceremony should take less than an hour, so feel free to stick around at the end to come join us in the ballroom for some refreshments and some cupcakes. Before we turn our attention to the graduates, it's important to take a moment to recognize some very special people and thank them for their continued support and commitment to our program. First, I'd like to thank the CLK School Board and its members for always having our back and being strong advocates for our program. Phyllis Locatelli, Jason Wigstrom, Melanie Parker, Daniel Zubiana, James Burton, Phil Hollonen, and Adam Locus. I'd also like to thank our superintendent, Joel Essila, for his support and guidance. We'd all like to thank Macy Nelson for being a rock star and coming in every day and keeping our students fed, and Kara Jankola in the food service for restocking our cupboards. We'd like to thank Leanne Weeks for coming in and checking in on our students. And we'd also like to thank and recognize Charlene Walters and the 31 Backpack Organization for keeping our student pantry full. I'd like to give a special thanks to Debbie Bean from Michigan Works Jobs for Michigan Graduates. Debbie has been coming in weekly, supporting our students and helping them set up post-high school plans. She's coordinated a ton of job shadow opportunities and work placements for our students. She helps our students nail down concrete plans for the future and sets them up for resources to get there. We'd also like to thank the fine folks here at Calumet Theater for donating their time and their beautiful facility for our program, and we'd like to express our appreciation to Nathan and Reese in the back and the crew for giving us this opportunity. The students and staff would also like to thank the parents, grandparents, guardians, family, and friends, and loved ones of the graduates. Without you and your support, these students would not be here today. Lastly, I'd like to thank the staff at Horizons. It's an honor working with you guys each and every day, and it's a pleasure watching you do your thing, helping our students from the beginning of their journeys to the end of their school careers. We know it's not an easy task every day, but you guys stick with it and keep our students' best interests at the forefront. Whether it's writing a grant for a student to get new shoes, buying a fishing license for a student and taking them fishing for their very first time in their life, going watch a student's hockey game or a softball game in the evenings, arranging appointments at the Secretary of State so they can finally get their driver's license, this staff recognizes that some of life's greatest teaching moments occur outside of the classroom. Thank you guys for making my job extremely fun, and for that I humbly thank you. Horizon staff includes Luke Tyson, Troy Jarvie, Meg North, Alan Johnson, Sarah Dandelay, Karina Johnson, and Debbie Ferranti. Please give them a round of applause. And now I'd like to invite Phyllis Locatelli, CLK School Board President, to deliver a message to the graduate.
Usually I can't see over the podium, so this is a good one. And good evening to all of you, and on behalf of the Board of Education of the Public Schools of Calumet, Laurium, and Keweenaw, I extend congratulations to our soon-to-be graduates. How does it feel to be wearing that cap and gown tonight? And I also send thank yous to the great teachers and staff. Thank yous to your family, to friends that supported you graduates along the way. Maybe you needed a hug, maybe a push to get you moving. Whatever it was, it got you here tonight. How many of you seniors expected to be here tonight? And so you have succeeded and you are graduating, and as they know, it just didn't happen. There had to have been hard work, perseverance, and people who cared. So congratulations again to our graduates. I have attended nearly all the Horizon graduations, and many parents and many students have said that coming to Horizons had been a blessing for them, a second chance to complete the 9 through 12 education curriculum and receive a high school diploma. Just a couple words of wisdom, advice, whatever you want to call it. You know, make peace with the past so it won't mess up your future. In my opinion, each day is a new beginning. And hopefully we all learn from our mistakes and then move on. No one is in charge of your happiness but you. And we know that life isn't tied with a bow, but it is still a gift. And it's a very fragile gift that can change in a split second. So believe in yourself. You have proved that you can succeed. Think carefully and make good choices. Got that? Make good choices. And my very best to each one of you.
now to the presentation of the diplomas. Please give Spencer Van Norman a round of applause as he comes up, stands next to me. I want to begin Spencer's presentation a little different with a story about me taking my son to buy a new baseball glove a couple weeks ago. My son needed a new glove as baseball season was starting and his old glove wasn't going to cut it. So off to the store we went. Once we got there, we saw a wall of baseball gloves from every shape, size, and color. One by one, my son tried them on, and one by one, they weren't going to work. One was too big, one was too small, too firm, too flimsy. His fingers wouldn't fit in the holes of another one he tried on. And we sat there for several minutes trying a one on until this one dark red Rawlings glove, he tried it on, and from the moment he tried it on, he knew it was the one. And he told me because we said, we have a winner. And that's how I describe Spencer Van Norman. From day one, Spencer fit into Horizons perfectly, just like a brand new glove. He worked hard, he was honest, reliable, students depended on him, and he was quickly one of the better role models in our program. Spencer came to us late in the year, and I only wish we could have a few more years with him. 3 words that Spencer uses to describe himself is funny, likable, and cool. His advice for underclassmen is don't skip school. And after high school, Spencer intends to work hard and buy a nice truck. Speaking of his truck, I want to share a funny story about Spencer and his truck. One day, Spencer pulls up, and in the parking lot is his truck with a flat tire. A bunch of students rallied together to help him get it changed. At one point, there were 9 boys working on this little project right in the middle of the day, right when they should have been in class. There was one student getting the hydraulic jack set in order to lift up the truck. A couple students were checking out the tire to see if they could see where the air was leaking from. A couple others ran in to get the air compressor and the extension cords. Another student was working on getting the spare tire ready. Where was Spencer? Standing about 20 feet away, looking like a foreman on a cushy state job. But honestly, that's who Spencer is. He's so kind and helpful to everyone that the entire school is willing to step up and help him out in his time of need. He didn't have to ask any questions. We're going to miss you, Spencer. You've been an awesome addition to our school, and we wish you the best. And if I could give you one piece of real advice that will guide you for the rest of your life, buy some new tires, my guy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2026 Horizons High School graduate, Spencer Van Norman. Please give AJ Schaefer-Jarvie a round of applause as he comes up to accept his diploma. Where do we begin with AJ? How about we go back to the beginning, back to when I was doing social work at the elementary school. I remember the first time I met AJ. It was the first day of kindergarten. Not the first year of kindergarten. I'm talking about the first day, perhaps the first moment this child entered the building. I'm fairly certain he jumped off the top stairs of the bus, missed the landing, barrel rolled, got up, and ran into school. No clue where he was going, but just kept moving. AJ had energy for days, and days, and days, and loved being at school. Did I mention the energy? Oh yeah, and AJ loved to give hugs. Lots of hugs. And I'm not the hugging type of person, but you learn in an elementary school that it's sometimes part of the gig. And AJ gave hugs, many hugs, forceful hugs, hugs that would make your back crack. Hugs that started from about 120 yards away on the playground when he spied you outside, started running at you like an outside linebacker screaming, "Mr. Kennedy!" And to this day, the only 5-year-old that has officially picked me up off the ground completely to give me a hug. That was the beginning. Let's jump to today. Standing before you today is one of the calmest, perhaps most resilient student to ever come through our program. Horizons High School exists for students exactly like AJ. It hasn't always been easy for this kid, and I could stand here for hours talking about the obstacles he's had to overcome to get here tonight. But I'm instead going to talk about how he's refused to give up. From day one, he has always said he's going to get his high school diploma. When asked what he wants to do with his life, AJ said he wants to be part of a team. He wants to do a type of job that changed people's lives, perhaps law enforcement. His message to underclassmen: don't say you hate school. Even if you do, stay positive and keep moving forward. How cool is that? Now, no speech about AJ would be complete without mentioning the love of his life, Olivia, who is also graduating tonight. They have been together for 5 years, and I want to quote what he said about her. Since day one, she has been the most important person in my life, and without her, I wouldn't be the person I am today. She is perfect. We are going to miss you, AJ. I know you are destined for great things, and with your personality and Olivia by your side, there's no obstacle you can't overcome. This is kind of an inside joke, but one thing I'm going to miss about AJ is a phone call that begins with, "Hey, Mr. Kennanen." Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you 2026 Horizons High School graduate, AJ Schaefer-Jarvie. Now I'd like to introduce the next staff member to come up and present the next graduate. She is our secretary, our credit recovery mentor, our unofficial school nurse, our party planner, the school organizer, and the heartbeat of our building. But probably the hardest, most painstakingly arduous role she has is being the wife to our math teacher, Alan Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, Karina Johnson.
Hunter. Give him a round of applause. So my first impression of Hunter was when he called the school last August to enroll himself in the program. I was kind of like taken aback, not really used to my job yet, and I was like, what kid is calling to enroll themselves? He had recently moved back to the area, and a friend had recommended Horizons to him. I was impressed with how responsible he sounded, and it struck me that he was a person who wasn't afraid to jump into new things. After getting to know him a little better, I've learned that this is who Hunter is. He has lived in many different states, has had a wide range of life experiences, and is a unique person who is choosing to build a life that he enjoys. Hunter's favorite thing about Horizons is the support, and that no one goes unnoticed by their teachers. His favorite experience was seeing the different stories and lives of so many kids coexist in a positive way. He would like to thank his grandmother, Donna, for helping him and advocating for him. She is the very reason he moved back to Michigan in the first place. After graduation, Hunter plans to move to Las Vegas with his friend to find work. I have no doubt that Hunter will be off traveling the world for the rest of his life. His free spirit and can-do attitude will take him far. Hunter's advice to the underclassmen is, get in trouble, get dirty, see things, and don't let your only dream be a job. Congratulations, Hunter. It was super fun having you at Horizons. Now, I present to you Horizons Class of 2026 graduate, Hunter Edward Collins. All right, Olivia, will you please join me? Okay, so Olivia enrolled at Horizons this fall as an online student. She is very independent, very witty, and very curious. She loves the outdoors and a good conspiracy theory. Olivia is a great communicator. She would call me along with AJ every week, telling me what they're up to, letting me know how their school is going, and it made it very easy to be their mentor. She was dedicated all year long to graduating, even though she was coming with a lot of classes to make up. She made it happen. On top of that, Olivia has overcome many challenges in her life.
She was raised downstate in a foster care facility from the age of 10. She has told me the stories of her childhood and how she did not think she would ever graduate high school. I know that it means a lot to her to be standing here today, and I'm very proud of how hard she worked this year to make it happen. Olivia has a dream to work in the foster care system to help kids in similar situations to her. I know that her passionate personality will do a lot to stand up for those who need it. Her advice to the underclassmen is, you have to be willing to do the hard work to set yourself up to be an adult so you can carry yourself through the difficult times in life. Olivia represents this advice really well with what she's already done in her life. She would like to thank the staff at Horizons for being steady and consistent, especially when she felt upset or unstable herself. Congratulations, Olivia, you did it. Now I present to you Horizons Class of 2026 graduate, Olivia Jolyn Van Sickle. Okay, and now let's bring up the Mayor of Copper Harbor, Mrs. Meg North.
Good evening. I'd like everyone to get really loud, if you could, for Ethan, as Ethan comes up to stand next to me. It is my honor to introduce a graduate who proves that you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to make a lasting impression. Ethan is someone who describes his hobbies simply. Piano, video games, and sleeping, which honestly feels like a pretty accurate summary of high school life. But behind that understated humor is a young man who is thoughtful, attentive, and quietly determined. Ethan is the kind of person that notices things that other people miss, the details, the small moments, the things that matter. He puts in work without needing recognition or a spotlight. When he says one of his strengths is being hardworking, he means it, and he shows it every day in and day out, when he shows up. His interests are as diverse as they are impressive: cooking, welding, working as a technician, veterinary science. Whether he's creating, fixing, or learning something new, Ethan brings focus and curiosity to everything that he does. Today we celebrate not just what Ethan has accomplished, but the quiet strength and determination that will guide him forward through challenges, opportunities, and everything that is still to come. It is now my honor to present a young man whose future is full of possibility and whose journey is just beginning. Please congratulate Ethan Patrick Lafournier, Horizons High School graduate, class of 2026. And now I'd like you to please welcome Mr. Alan Johnson to the podium.
Evan. Evan spent 4 years at Horizons. When he first came to Horizons, he was shy and missed a lot of school. But by the end of his senior year, he had great attendance and he was a leader in our school. It was awesome to see his confidence grow. Evan's favorite thing about Horizons was the freedom and the Friday electives. He spent many Fridays fishing with Mr. Tyson, and in his free time, he likes to play hockey. This year, his team got second place in the state tournament. When Evan was asked who was one person that made a big difference in his life, this is what he said. One person that made a significant difference in my life would be my grandma. My entire school career wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for her. She would wake me up every morning, bring me to school, and bring me home afterwards. Anytime I needed help with my schoolwork or advice on life, I could always go to her. Evan says he appreciates all of the teachers at Horizons and their willingness to help. Evan recently got accepted into the NMU lineman program and will be attending this fall. He would like to thank Debbie Bean from MRS for helping him navigate the process of applying to college. Evan is very respectful and hardworking, and we all enjoyed having him at Horizons. Congratulations, Horizons class of 2026 graduate, Evan Yulatillo. And now, let's welcome to the stage the birthday boy, Mr. Troy Jarvie.
Tyler. Tyler has been on quite the journey. He started in 8th grade, which was very unique. He did some online work and checked in once in a while to get a feel for the school. He took a lot of social studies classes early on, and we got to know each other quite well, whether he liked it or not. He didn't want to do any schoolwork and sure did not want to talk to me. I kept calling him by his last name, Pittman, and as I did one day, Pitbull came out of my mouth as a nickname. It was fitting for his personality. He immediately said, "No, Jarvie," with a smile. It turns out that the nickname was perfect for Tyler as he is a lover of animals. One of Tyler's favorite things about Horizons was the dogs at our school. He said they had a big impact on him because they helped him when he was stressed. He talked a lot about his own animals as well. One happened to be a pit bull. He loved to hear about my cats and stories of their shenanigans. As he warmed up, he began to do some schoolwork and showed just how intelligent he was. He just needed to come out of his shell, and he was able to do that at Horizons. Man, did he come out of his shell. There were some setbacks along the way, so I thought he could use an extra bump to get over the finish line. I knew he liked gaming. He spent a lot of his free time in the gaming room, so I let him have something of mine if he continued to pass all his classes and graduate the next year. A deal was made, and he was a man of his word. My wife was also happy to see it gone. Pitbull's senior year was a great one. He became a leader and a mentor to the younger students around him, which was interesting to say the least. He was very to the point and had a festive vocabulary with the younger students, but it worked. This quote sums up this fighter who never gave up on himself. He said the one person that made a significant impact on his life was himself, because he kept believing that he was going to graduate from high school. His favorite experience at Horizons was the Copper Harbor trip, which he gets to do one last time with us. After graduation, Tyler plans to attend NMU to be a linesman. Again, in true Pitbull fashion, his advice to underclassmen is blunt. Do your stuff, you bums. A true Horizons success story. I present to you Horizons 2026 graduate, William Tyler Pittman. Please welcome Luke Tyson to introduce the next graduate.
Can we get Stephen Hakinen to the stage? Stephen is one of those kids who joined us partly partway through his high school career and found his way to graduation. He's kind, he's helpful. He was always willing to volunteer for some of the random things that come up around the school during the year. He's also someone who does well with a project, and he embraced that this year in my project-based writing class. He really started to shine in 2026. We got back from Christmas vacation, and he really got serious about school and his role as a student at Horizons. This year, he taught himself how to solder, assemble and problem-solve electrical devices, write grants, do light carpentry to fix our old school benches, and pitched in with odds and ends around the school. He also helped other kids with their projects. His willingness to try new things, learn new skills, and help others really shine this year. I also appreciate when we have these older students who kind of show the younger students the way. When there's things like the soldering, he was showing other kids how to do that stuff. I'm not very good at teaching soldering, believe it or not, as an English teacher. So when we have students, stand up and help each other, that's some really powerful stuff. And he always really did a great job with that. This set of skills is really going to help him post-high school as he plans to go to trade school and become a welder. Is that still the plan? Yep. Yeah, he's been set on that for a minute. I used to bust Steven's chops a little bit by calling him Shaky Hakey. But now, I can call him Even Steven. Because as the school year went on, you could see him maturing more and more, and he got more and more serious about getting his schoolwork done and graduating. And that's paid off, as you can see here today. I'm confident Steven will go on to find the success he deserves. May I proudly present to you 2026 Horizons High School graduate, Stephen Brady Hakinen. Stephen Bradley, not Brady, typo. And last but not least, Action Jackson. Jackson is a great example of kind of that typical Horizons kid in that everybody's Horizons journey is a little different, and he really, strived to find his own way. He's a friendly, creative, quick-witted, and humorous kid. He is also, like all the Horizons kids, an emo kid. I always enjoyed having Jackson in class because he'd really get into the topics and assignments, produce good work, and sometimes even some good banter. We'd have a lot of really in-depth conversations, and he was one of those kids that would really just dive right into the stuff and show that intellectual curiosity that you like. He's also an excellent artist and can create some incredibly creative images, especially using digital tools. Ask him to show you. He'll be very eager to. He's also a strong writer and reader. And he's also a kid who will speak out if there's a problem or concern at the school, both to staff and to the whole school, students included, which takes courage. It showed how much he cared about the school and the people in it, and he was willing to speak on it. Examples like these are why I will always be impressed by Jackson's willingness to be himself and to express himself in myriad ways. After high school, Jackson plans to become a certified medical assistant and hopefully be able to travel a lot and meet new friends. One person who made a significant difference and a positive impact in his time at Horizons was a fellow student, and I hope he's here, Avery Brady. So let's give him a little round of applause. He always checked on Jackson and was always there for him. He really appreciated Avery for that. And that, I think, is a really, just a great example of what the Horizons thing is all about. Jackson's a kid who made a really positive impact around the school and brought a lot of good things to the school, and will be missed for that. Jackson also has the courage to be himself, and that courage will no doubt serve him well into the future. May I proudly present to you 2026 Horizons High School graduate, Jackson Hendrickson.
There's a lot of people that have been given thanks through this ceremony, but I'd like to thank one person who has put a lot of time, effort, and dedication into this program. When I left Horizons several years ago, long enough to Mr. Jarvie had hair and Mr. Tyson's was a lot less colorful. I told the board, boy, it would be nice if you'd replace me with someone a little bit less able, a little bit less talented, because he shows me up every day. But Mr. Kinnunen has been an absolute amazing person for this group of kids and for Horizons. So let's give a big round of applause for Mr. Kinnunen.
We also have two other seniors graduating with us this year who have chosen to not participate in tonight's ceremony, and they are Corbin Kodajarvi and Lexus Johnson. Those two bring this Horizons class total to 11, and to date, roughly 327 students have earned their diploma through Horizons High School. We must be doing something right. I'd now like to shift our attention to the presentation of student scholarships and ask Paul Horton if he would come on up on stage. Please give Paul a round of applause. We'll treat you like a senior. For those of you who may not know, Paul and his late wife, Barb, have been instrumental in making Horizons the school it is today. They've donated money for scholarships, they've added much-needed amenities to the building, and they've completely changed how our campus looks both inside and outside. It's pretty safe to say if you look at our building, any upgrade or major change made to Horizons in the past 10 years, Paul and Barb's name have been attached to it. There's a message from Barb to each of the scholarship recipients that goes along with the award, but I wanted to read the message, part of that message to them tonight, because a few of these words I think were worth sharing. Contributing with your life can be as simple as learning a skill set, obtaining a certification, doing an outstanding, responsible job, living a reputable life, being a good parent, and being a good role model to others by the way you live. Educating yourself doesn't stop when you graduate from any level of schooling. Education is a lifelong opportunity as your life and the world changes around you. The first scholarship we will hand out tonight is titled Helping Hands, and this scholarship is a $1,000 scholarship intended to assist the recipient in transitioning into the workforce. We all know that it can be difficult at times to jump from high school into full-time employment. Some employers require certain clothing or tools. Sometimes transportation can be a barrier, and this money is to help eliminate the obstacles that set up students for success. The recipient of the Helping Hand Scholarship is Jackson Hendrickson. The second scholarship, named Lifelong Learners, is a $5,000 scholarship intended to assist the recipient with expenses related to going to college or a trade school. These expenses could include tuition, room and board, textbooks, supplies, transportation. The recipient of the Lifelong Learner Scholarship is Tyler Pittman. Can we give Paul Horton one more final round of applause as he exits the stage? Paul says he's standing in for Barb. Now I'd like to bring up Margaret Kirby from the Kuna Lions Club. Please give her a round of applause. This past year, the Kuna Lions Club lost one of its longtime members, Steve Kello. Steve was a beloved member who enjoyed giving back to the community, and when he passed away, the remaining members thought it would be an honor to hand out a memorial scholarship in his name. All donations made to the Lions Club gets put back into the community, and with Horizons being located in Kuna County, the marriage of this scholarship and the Lions Club is a perfect idea. This $500 scholarship is designed for someone who intends to continue their education and can be used for tuition, books, supplies needed for class. And with his plan to become an electrical linesman, this year's recipient is Tyler Pittman. Can we give Margaret another round of applause as she exits the stage? I want to conclude the ceremony tonight with a few words for the seniors. The staff and I just want to say how proud of you we are. The hard work you have put in to get here tonight is to be admired. You all took your own individual paths to get here, but you made it. Each of you had your own set of circumstances and obstacles to overcome to make this night happen. Enjoy tonight. You have earned it. You've shown us what you're capable of. You have learned how to overcome the barriers that often get in the way of your goals. Keep those lessons you've learned close, because life is going to continually challenge you, and when it does, rely on those tools and skills you've learned over the past few years. I want to quote Chad Kroeger, the mega famous songwriter and performer, some might even call a modern-day Edgar Allan Poe, from the super talented multi-platinum rock group Nickelback, and highlight how the lyrics from one of their most famous songs encapsulates this very moment for our seniors tonight. And the poetic lines read like this. Comes from their song, If Today Was Your Last Day. He says, each day's a gift and not a given right. Leave no stone unturned and leave your fears behind. Take the road less traveled, and the first step you take is the longest stride. Graduates, you have taken that first longest stride by earning your diplomas. You've conquered some fears along the way, and for some of you, you've taken an unorthodox path to get here. And I challenge you to stay curious. Keep moving forward, and keep in mind that sometimes it takes out-of-the-box alternative thinking to solve your problems. Wherever your pathway takes you, know that you'll be forever in our hearts, and that you'll have your place in the growing history with us here at Horizons. And even though you'll no longer be walking our halls, your names will be placed along the alumni wall alongside those who have also completed their high school journey here at Horizons. Seniors, you may now move your tassels from the right side to the left side. Congratulations, you are high school graduates. Give them a round of applause. And I'll say it one more time because it sounds so sweet. I present to you the 21st class from Horizons Alternative High School, class of 2026. Congratulations. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and we invite you to join us in celebration upstairs in the ballroom with snacks and refreshments. Have a good night.
Difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you'll